Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you, delivered at the perfect time, courtesy of the universe through the language of synchronicity. This is a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that might give you further clarity as to your situation now. This is also general collective, so take what works for you and leave the rest. All right, we have the underlying energy is a lot of opportunities coming in here. This person is, each of these cups that he's looking at are representing a gift from the universe, that a possibility quite often disguised as a challenge. This is saying that this is destined for you, that these opportunities are here for you. You're like a black hole. You're sucking all this opportunity in. But like a black hole, you also are the center of your universe. So you're the one who has to put your own spin on it so that you can turn this challenge into an opportunity. All right. And you can choose whichever ones you want, at which time you want. You can choose more than one if you feel you can handle more than one. It's all up to you. The Knight of Cups is talking about the knight in shining armor coming in with a cup of love. The knights in tarot represent a communication of some sort or information coming in. This is regarding the cup. Generally, this does mean that it's a romantic offer, but it doesn't have to be. The cups can represent anyone that you love. It could be a family member, a friend, and it could also be something that you love to do or something you love to be. And then we have the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is representing justice being brought down to from the spiritual realm down to the physical. And the Hierophant, it's his job to make sure this happens. So if you're a religious person, this would represent, your religious leaders, Pope, Cardinal, Bishop, that type of energy, gurus, rabbi. If you're more on the spiritual side, it could represent meditation and prayer and connecting with source energy, with the Most High, and then bringing that energy down to the legal systems that we have throughout the world, wherever you are. And so this is talking about some form of justice coming in. And if you are on the right side of the law, this represents that you are, it's a blessing for you. That's the right hand is in the form of a blessing. And if you're on the wrong side of the law, it basically means you've been caught. The truth of your actions is coming out. And judgment is being called as well. So this is saying that spiritual court has been in order. Do you want to come up here, Stella? All right. Hi. Hi. Yes, I started the reading without you. Okay, my cat loves to be here for the readings. So she was asleep in the other room. It's okay. Yes, I know. I started without you. The judgment. So, yes, spiritual court is in order and judgment is being called. The trumpet, the angel is sounding the trumpet, saying justice is here. The ancestors are literally climbing out of their boxes. They're so thrilled that judgment has been called. Sometimes this can bring up skeletons in the family closet, or even opening Pandora's box. This could be leftover judgment from when your ancestors were on this side, and now they've crossed over, and they never received the justice that they wanted, or they are watching over you and see some sort of injustice happening to you, and they want judgment. They want the Hierophant to bring justice in. All right, and that could be representing the cup of love here. This could be from your ancestors that crossed over. Don't, Stella. Then we have the King of Swords. The King of the Swords. Hey, hey, hey. Sorry, my cat is trying to chew on my mic. So the King of Swords is talking about the element of air. And the swords represent your mental intelligence and discipline of your mind. So the King of Swords, he's someone who really understands words and how to use words, whether that be written. We express our thoughts through words, whether that be written or if it's verbal. This energy is talking about someone that earns their living by using words in one of those two ways. And the king, I mean, he is a king, so this could represent a political figure for sure, or the political system, basically. And it would be someone higher up, a president, a prime minister, someone in the Congress, someone that has some pull, in the Senate, perhaps a minister in the federal government. This energy also can represent a best-selling author, social media influencer. It could represent engineers, patents, for different inventions, possibly someone who's doing research, maybe to find the cure for a disease of some sort. This also could represent, let's see, the legal system. So the entire legal system, judges, this would be a head prosecutor. If this is a lawyer, it would be a more established firm, and probably this individual would be a partner in that firm. The king is representing someone who's like very good at what they do. And so it could be someone who specializes in any of those areas. There could also be, with the sword energy, it could represent a surgeon, a veterinarian, dentist, psychiatrist. So you get the picture. Someone who uses their words and knows the value of words. So the King of Swords understands that words can be used as weapons and also to uplift others. The energy is also talking about that action speaks louder than words. And so if you do give your word and you don't follow it up with action, then your word becomes valueless. All right, and we have the Three of Wands. So, whoops, this is supposed to go here. The Three of Wands is talking about this person is standing on the precipice of change, and there's a big change coming. Sometimes this card can represent someone wanting to move, actually literally sell their home or whatever and change location to another place in the city, or maybe even another city entirely, or a different country, province, state, whatever that is. This energy also can be talking about, the wand energy is representing the element of fire, and the wands are made of wood. Wood fuels the fire, and it's talking about passionate action. Sometimes this could represent an energy of wanting to expand your business and taking some sort of action with that. I know this looks like it's possibly sand, but it's actually water, and the sun is shining on it to make it look golden. There's ships sailing by, so this can mean your ships are coming in, but I feel more often than not it is more like this person is wanting to hop on one of those ships and go on an adventure. This is an energy of wanting to move forward in a different way. And also he's looking at a distant shore, so that could even mean crossing water to a different country. The energy sometimes can also speak of a person who has been in a couple, and they're leaving that energy of being in a couple and moving forward as a single person. And then we have, so the Four of Pentacles. Pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness, basically, on the physical 3D world. Money, of course, is a big part of being happy in the world. We need money to be able to survive in the 3D. But you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle you want, especially if you don't have your health or you don't have any love in your life. So this is talking about lifestyle, basically. And but this particular card is talking about the 3 levels of money and of making money. And this is having a strong foundation. This is saying this is safe money. You're able to pay your bills. You have a little bit left over, but not a lot. This is talking about going after your authentic heart desire. So having the ability to, have a lot more money to play with and invest. And then this is your crown and glory. So this is like going for the gusto. Like this is like I'm on my mission, and I have the pentacles, I have the time, I have the money, and I have the energy to fulfill my destiny. That's this energy that this person is in, I feel. And then we have his back is turned to the city. So this card quite often can represent that you need to leave your comfort zone and to be able to move forward. And sometimes this card can also represent that in the past, maybe when opportunities came along, you didn't want to take the risk. And so when it comes to finances, of course, you need to do your research if you're going to take risks in finances. But sometimes to be able to get to the next level, you have to take some calculated risks. And I do emphasize calculated, especially if it's a big undertaking like buying a home or selling a home or that type of energy, you definitely want to consult with people who specialize in that field so that you can get the proper information and get the research done to make sure you're making a strong investment. So this is saying don't sell yourself short by being too careful and not taking opportunities that come your way, because that is how we move into the next level of making money. But at the same time, he's also, this can sometimes again be a card of, he's got his back to the city. So this can be talking about leaving where he's at now and actually changing location. So we do have two cards talking about that here. And we have use your discernment. So like the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is one of 4 of the queens in the tarot. She's considered to be the most cold. She's not always that way, but she is right now. She's something has happened here, and I definitely do feel it has to do with this judgment. She has her left hand out, saying that she's willing to receive, but she's saying you better come in correct, because I've been there, I've done that, I have the t-shirt, I am not interested in having any bullshit in my life. She has her right hand, she has her sword up, and she's saying, off with your head if you come into me incorrect. So be advised. Her head is above the clouds. She understands what she wants. She has clarity. And quite often, like we have the King and the Queen of Swords here. So this could be talking about some sort of love. This could be a couple. And quite often, the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords together is a divorced couple, separated. You notice they're not looking at each other in any way. They're like totally kind of ignoring each other. And they, there's these 2 little birds in the background, and here there's one. So sometimes this could say this was a couple and now they're not. And this also can talk a lot about using discernment. The Queen, she's not going to put up with any bullshit. She's already been through it. This could be why the money is at, this level, is because, and this energy of wanting to move, that type of energy. There could have been some legal judgment about the marriage or whatever. And so now the possibilities here are ones that you have to decide that, are you, which direction do you want to go in now if you are in, just been newly divorced or separated. So then we have not sure which direction to go. So overthinking a lot. This card represents wanting some peace of mind and like not wanting to have to overthink everything all the time. And it's making a choice, like, and not knowing, okay, which choice am I going to make? So the mind is running. It's that type of energy. So this person has chosen to go into a church or synagogue or some sort of energy. The stained glass window here actually does have the word Pax on it, which means peace. And so he wants peace of mind. He's laid his mind to rest here. And he's laying here and he is in a meditative and prayer state. So he's communing with God and the Most High to get some information. What do I need to do next? This can represent the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. Sometimes when we have like situations like this and our mind is running, like the subconscious mind is the mind that was developed when we were very young. And That would be like, from a baby to about, usually right before kindergarten age, around 6 or 7. That mind is totally formed, and it is really the thoughts of the people who are in charge of our care, their values, whatever religion they, followed, whatever they ate, how their attitude about money, the environment that they provide. And babies in particular, you see a baby in the first year from newborn to 1 year of age, they have learned so much already by then. They're like sponges, just absorbing their environment. And so this energy is heavily imprinted on us. And we don't usually have very clear memory. If you think back, you probably don't remember a whole lot about when you were a baby and under the age of like kindergarten. So really, these thoughts are the thoughts of the people that were in charge of our care when we were, helpless. And now that we're adults, this isn't always the most reliable mind. Yet, when we get into conflict, when we're going through difficult decision making and our emotions are involved, quite often, this is the mind we rely on, and yet it's not the most reliable. And then we have the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is coming from the spiritual point of view. A lot of people will agree, yes, I'm a human being with a soul, but from the soul's perspective, you are a soul traveling in a human body. And this is just your vehicle to move through life here on planet Earth and to experience life. And that's the soul. That's what the soul is wanting to do. So the soul, if the soul's needs are not being met, then it can become very loud and start arguing with the subconscious mind and with the conscious mind. Conscious mind is, I just walked into a church. I came in here because I want to quiet my mind and I want to pray. I can tell you where I was before and after, and I have good memory of it. That's your conscious mind. So the idea is to get all three of these working together. And when they're congruent and you plug them into your heart and what your heart wants, then you're using your intuition as well as your logic. And that is going to bring the benefit of, your mind working for you instead of working against you. You need to have control of your mind. You don't want your mind controlling you and having you overthinking every little decision you're making right now. And so that's the energy here. I feel that a decision, this basically is I feel that there's been some sort of breakup or whatever, and even any opportunities that are open to you feel like they're so challenging, and it's challenging just to choose, and this can put people into such an overwhelm that the mind just keeps running and you don't get any rest. Like you just, the wounded warrior, what do I do now? It's that sort of energy. And this is about conflict between your thinking and actually being able to take an action, like to make a choice. And so the wounded warrior is someone that has been through it, clearly. There's 10 wands in the tarot. So he's doing really well. He's managed to land 8 wands and he's leaning heavy on this 9th one. Now this is an action that's closest to his heart. And so this is the decision making. I feel after, calming the mind down and getting it to be quiet, then you can feel with your heart, okay, what is my authentic desires? What is it that I want? And how can I make this happen, basically? So it's talking about being able to take action after meditation and prayer, calming the mind, and feeling with your intuition and your logic what to do next. And that's represented at the top here. So it's basically saying if you're feeling stuck right now, that's okay. Go inward, be like the hangman. He hangs from the tree of knowledge, and he hangs upside down because he looks at things from every perspective. And then when his aura gets bright, he takes action. So this is saying, if you've been hanging here too long, it's time to take action for some people. And for others, it's saying it's okay to take the time to look at things from every perspective and then take action. But eventually you have to take action, because otherwise you'll get stuck, and you don't want to get stuck. And so this energy might have been stuck for a while, and it's saying perhaps when some sort of information comes in here, we have this I feel this love is about this old love, because now this is the Queen of Swords has learned a lot, and she basically, sometimes this can be just as simple as maybe the Queen of Swords was very young when she got married, and she wasn't ready for that commitment. Things didn't work out the way that she thought they were going to, and so this is about now being able to take action after giving it a lot of thought, and going after her heart's desires this time, learning that, it's important to check in with yourself in this way. This could be talking about making a decision to leave the relationship for good, making this divorce and moving on, moving into something and having the passion to go forward again. And it's also talking about hiring a good divorce lawyer if you're in that situation. Now, it would be interesting if both of these are lawyers, because they're both holding a sword, so and judgment, and there's court here. So this could be one of those ugly divorces happening. But basically what it's saying, eventually you have to quiet that mind and take control of it and make a decision. You don't want to be hanging here like, look, no wonder he's got a headache. He's been hanging here too long. It's quit thinking about it now, and go forward with your heartfelt energy. Check do all your research, whatever that's taken. And I feel like, this is also saying that you deserve to have this love in your life that you want to have, and to have a life that you do love. So let's clarify this, and maybe it'll give you a little extra information if you're making big decisions right now. Especially if you've been in a couple and now you're single, it can be a daunting feeling. Okay, now I have to make all the decisions myself. And then on the other side, it can be very freeing. Okay, so I'm going to clarify with my oracle. This is Tales from the Vector, and I started this back in 2007. In 2020, I completed all 64 paintings. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. Okay, we're going to start with these cards. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in my gallery. The numbers here represent what number they are in the gallery on my website. So you can check them out. They might give you further clarity after this. So this is the Emperor is all about performance. The Emperor makes decisions. He wears his armor under his robe. He's ready to grab onto an opportunity when he sees it going by. So if the ship is sailing, he hops on it, especially if he's been giving this a lot of thought and is wanting, if you've already been in a situation where the heart part, like where you maybe didn't follow your heart, you made a more logical decision or whatever, then this, and it, because sometimes this could also represent ending a business or ending, it could be a lot of other things. It could be about something that you do love, but quite often with this energy, it is about getting a divorce. I mean, the rate is about 50-50 now, so sadly to say. But this is about the Emperor he's ready for an opportunity. He wears his armor under a robe. He's an alpha male energy. He makes the decision and then he makes it happen. It's that type of energy. He knows, okay, if I make this decision, the only way it's going to happen, I'm the only one that's going to make it happen. And if you've been in a couple and you're not used to making shift happen for yourself, now you're going to have to get used to that idea. And as I said, it can be very scary, and at the same time, it can be very freeing. You need to put your own spin on it so that you have it's what you want in your heart to do. And the Taurus energy, I feel, is coming up because Taurus is the toddler of the universe. It's the second sign. And, if you try and get a toddler to share something that they love, like a toy, they're going to throw a temper tantrum. And the energy of Taurus, the glyph, is a bull. And this bull represents being very stubborn. And sometimes it represents being very, very determined. So, it depends on which way you look at it. So this is talking about, don't be stubborn about making things that have to be a certain way. that you you want to have a very open mind right now. You want to be open to all the possibilities out there, so that you you know, choose something that works. Taurus energy, the home is really important to Taurus. Having that financial security is really important to Taurus energy. So this is talking about like that division of assets, I think, and you know, like, oh, okay, like having like way less than you had to work with. One person paying all the bills instead of two people, and only half the money really coming in. So this is talking about the give and take of the energy. And the thing about a bull, you know, like if you know, if you wave a red flag and it does things out of anger, it charges. This is like a bull in a china shop energy. So you want to be aware of that you know, the physical possessions that you have are not more important than your spiritual and mental and physical well-being. And then we have the throat chakra energy. So being able to speak your truth and doing your best to speak in harmonious words. You know, it can get rough, but it's talking about speaking well of yourself and doing your best to keep it clean. This is talking about the guiding star energy. So follow your heart, follow your destined path. If, you know, it can, you're just going to have to, you're going to have to use your heart, consider your heart's desires at this time, so that you can mend that energy. And also, you know, make sure that you check into things properly. Don't do impulsive actions that you're going to regret later. Like, oh, I'm going to move across the world. And then 3 months later, you're like, why did I do that? I'm so unhappy. Like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. So it's talking about making sure that you do your research, that there is a major transition happening here. Use your insight. So again, it's saying use your intuition, use your insight, use your third eye as well. And the justice coming in at the top here, I feel the justice can be like that. I feel this is saying it'll all get worked out. And part of the justice is also that you're not stuck anymore. So that you're, you know, if you want to move forward, you're going to be able to move forward in a strong way. And that you will have, remember, part of this is about being able to love who you are, what you are. It's not all about the coin, it's about lifestyle. All right, I feel that that's the advice coming in for someone who is on the precipice of making a huge change. And sometimes this change may not be one that you were expecting and not one that you wanted to make. And so it makes that a little bit more challenging. But try to look at it as an adventure. The energy is, you know, there's a lot of opportunity here for you to get what you really love and have the life that you love to lead. All right, I do hope that this has been beneficial for you. Please do give it a like and comment if it has. I appreciate that very much. It helps me build my channel. Consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. And I'll have another reading about random shift for you soon. Bye for now.